spiders are creepy. They have nasty, hairy legs, way too many eyes, and this disgusting tendency to hang out in your bathroom cabinets. When most people think or see a spider, they typically feel a little bit afraid, a twinge of discomfort that makes them want to run away. But when you actually think about it, typically the spiders that you see pictures of or even see in your bathroom aren't likely to hurt you. So, how do we overcome that unnecessary fear and live our lives in a way that will allow us to make the best choices possible? The topic that I drew today is knowledge, and throughout today's speech, I hope to show you how knowledge is the key to helping us overcome our fears. First, we'll examine how knowledge can help us to choose what's truly worth fearing. Then we'll examine how knowledge can help us to change our perspective and our behavior. And lastly, we'll explore how, with the power of Jesus Christ, knowledge can help us to truly live the best lives possible. So, spiders are terrifying, but maybe you do a little research and you find out that according to the Washington Post, there are 40,000 types of spiders in the world. This is a huge number and it may sound terrifying, but if you read a little further, you'll find out that there are only 24 types of venomous spiders that are even remotely dangerous to humans in the world. This proportion shows us that the spiders we typically interact with don't have any kind of threat for our lives, but we still feel afraid of them. So maybe you do a little more research and you find out that, again, according to the Washington Post, spiders have only killed 9 people on average in the United States for the last 10 years, but that ants have killed 12, cows have killed 20, and dogs have killed 28. So you should really be more scared of Sparky than you are of the spider hanging out in your bathroom cabinets, because he's 4 times more likely to kill you. This is a silly example, but examining what's truly worth fearing can help us to recognize that often the things we spend our time worrying about, like plane crashes, rejection, or failure, are far less likely to hurt us than things we might do every day without second thought, like driving, drinking alcohol, or watching TV. Making these simple adjustments and building our base of knowledge can help us to truly choose what's worth fearing, in the same way that it can help us to recognize that spiders aren't nearly as dangerous as they seem. The more you know, the less you fear. But knowledge can also help us to change our behavior. It's one thing to know that a spider won't hurt us, but how do we make braver decisions that are more beneficial in our everyday lives? Again, knowledge is the key. Alex Honnold is a rock climber who tackles sheer faces of rock with no safety equipment or ropes, entirely alone. When he was 19, he climbed a rock wall in Yosemite National Park called Half Dome. He didn't plan out his route in the manner of 19-year-old boys, and he ended up getting lost 2,000 feet above the ground. Now, when he finally succeeded in climbing the wall, he had set a world record, done something no one had ever done before. But he felt like a failure because his fear had ruined the experience, and he hadn't been able to learn anything or benefit from his climb. In contrast, 9 years later, Honnold decided to climb an even bigger rock wall in Yosemite National Park. But this time, he spent 9 full months planning, preparing, and memorizing every hand and foothold he would need to make his ascent. On the day of the climb, he said that it felt like any other day at the climbing gym. To him, knowledge made the difference. He trusted himself so surely because he knew everything he would need to do and knew that he was capable of overcoming his fears. We can do the same thing by recognizing what scares us in our everyday life, deciding if it's worth fearing, and then examining how we can build up our knowledge so that we can overcome those fears and trust ourselves. Often, it's not the metaphorical wall in life that scares us. It's the uncertainty of whether we can make it up. Once we've eliminated that fear, there's nothing that we can't do. Again, the more you know, the less you fear. And the reason that knowledge can help us to truly overcome our fears is because when we couple our knowledge with the power of our Savior Jesus Christ, He will lift us up and strengthen us in doing our life's most important work. Faith can be scary, but Isaiah 41:10 promises, "Fear not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, I will help thee, I will uphold thee with my righteous right hand." If we're truly willing to put our faith and trust in the Lord the way that Proverbs 3:5-6 urges us to do, then we can build up our knowledge with our Savior's help and overcome all of the challenges and fears that life throws our way. The more you know, the less you fear. So you can choose what's worth fearing, change your behavior, and with the help of your Savior, Jesus Christ, find the doors that you've closed for yourself because you're too scared and open them. The more you know, the less you fear. And the less you fear, the more you can live. Thank you.